Welcome back to the garage. It's been a little while, but boy have we been busy the last month or so, or probably 2 months I would guess. Our 3-week trip to Austria, Switzerland, out through Belgium and the Black Forest was absolutely incredible. Straight back into a couple of British scooter weekends, very local events, which we were attending and organising more so than taking part in. So no real riding footage, so no videos to come from those. But I'm off next weekend to British Vespa Days in Northern Ireland. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit of a whistle-stop trip, but I'm hoping that shall be able to get some video and put together another video on the channel about British Vespa Days, what goes on, how much fun we have, and where everybody comes from. So we'll see how that works out. Little job in a garage today, doesn't really even constitute being called a job, I wouldn't have thought, but I've got to make a couple of little changes to the GTS to carry some slightly different type of luggage to Northern Ireland, because I'm camping and that's a rarity. Only for a night, but I've still got to transport the tent, sleeping mat, etc. So we'll have a quick look and show you what I'm going to do. And yeah, we'll get on and do it, but I'll have my cup of tea first. The main thorn in my side is I've got a sleeping mat, and that will not fit in the top box, and neither will it fit into the panniers that I use from time to time. And I didn't really want to put the panniers on just to go away for a night anyway. So what I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do is take the top box off with its rack, put the standard rear rack back on, and just down there is the small tent I'm taking. I say small, it's not very heavy. It is a lightweight tent, but it obviously takes up a bit of space as well. But unfortunately, yeah, only going for one night. I've opted to go for the more cost-effective option of camping on site, because I've got to be up and away pretty early on the Sunday morning to get the ferry back. Other option would have been on one of these scooters, we'll go forward and have a look, is to have fitted a front rack. But the front rack on the GTS involves drilling a hole in the horn cast, and with this one being a special edition and having the matte finish horn cast, I didn't want to make a mistake, although I think it's a pretty simple thing to do, but also that if you ever want to replace it and have an alternate horn cast, one drilled and one not, it wouldn't be quite so easy to pick a second one up, I wouldn't have thought. So as while as a front rack is practical, I'm not sure it's particularly what I want to do on this scooter. So we'll have a look. We'll work out getting the top box off. I say work out, I fitted it, I know how it comes off. It's only 4 bolts, and we'll hopefully see how everything fits together. Now, while a top box, or top case as some people call them, I don't find the most aesthetically pleasing, particularly this one because it's the wrong colour, so it got sticker bombed instead of being painted, they are damn useful, I find, particularly more recently with doing the filming. It's just handy to put all your bits and pieces in there, be able to lock it. Okay, they're not the most secure, but at least it's locked and easily accessible, but it does restrict you in some other respects as to what other luggage you can carry in and around the scooter. So it's going to have to come off this time, and I'm going to have to use the under seat storage, I think, for the cameras and selfie sticks and bits and pieces, so that I've actually got a bit more flexible luggage carrying room. So I'm sure it will probably go back on, but you know, laziness might come to the fourth, and it might not come back on until the next time we do a scooter tour, but we'll see. The rack I'm putting on is the original rack for this model anyway, so that's what should be on there. But like I said, the top box usually wins over in practicality stakes over and above aesthetics, which perhaps I'm reaching a stage where function is more important than looks. And does that mean I'm just getting on a bit? Well, maybe it does. Never a perfect fit these, so it always pays just to put the screws in loosely until all the holes are lined up. Final tighten. Job done. The next thing I'm going to fit is this. It's I've had it many years, don't use it very often. Sits on there, a couple of cable ties to hold it in place, and it just gives the bags something a bit more stable to rest on. The old scooterists and possibly even motorcyclists option was to have a piece of board. The beauty of having a piece of board is if you are camping on a wet grassy field, is you can stick it under the stand as well to keep the scooter stable once it's parked. But I like the look of this when I bought it, and it has had some use over the years, but particularly when we've been carrying some extra camping gear or something before I started to use the panniers. My eyesight is not quite what it used to be. Just snip them off tidy. Ready to go. I'm a huge fan of these rock straps, the elasticated ones that just tighten and tighten the more you pull them, but I always make sure I attach any straps to the handrail rather than to the rack that's only held on by these two bolts, and definitely not the tray or the platform, because that's literally only held on by the two cable ties. So at least, you know, if anything went wrong with the rack or the tray, your load is secured to the scooter itself and to the handrail, so nice and firm. Just need to tighten these up. I'm not going to do it properly because I shall probably ride the scooter this week before I carry on, but fits in there quite nicely, so that'll be all fit and ready for next weekend, I would have thought. Also, just remove the little top screen. I noticed on some of the other videos it just a little bit annoyingly gets in the way when I'm using the helmet mounted camera, but also hopefully this weekend coming I'm going to try a few different camera mounting positions, obviously limited, but we'll see how putting maybe the 360 camera in a couple of places can make a difference, because I'm going to be by myself, so the filming will be solo. So yeah, that's come off. An old camera mount I've taken off the mirror, so cleaning the scooter back up a little, taking off some of the paraphernalia. This does give me a little bit of extra weather protection being tall, but I'm only going to Ireland, it never rains there, does it? No, of course not. So we'll see how next weekend goes. All being well, there'll be a decent video from British Vespa Days 2023. We'll find out, won't we? Take care, and I'll see you then. Give this one a like. Please subscribe for more content. There is a little bit more content coming from our Alpine trip. There's a couple of videos I've still yet to put on. It's taking a good old while to edit that footage now, back at work and being busy with Vespa Club stuff as well. See you next time. Bye.